I was stressed, but I hit my goals and I hit 5K, and that was is like a glass ceiling for me. It shattered. I think I cried. Belema, you are no longer a baby business owner. You have to make decisions like a grown woman. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited about today's topic because I'll be telling you exactly how I started my business and my entire journey of how I went from zero to a six-figure business owner by working online, starting as a virtual assistant. So this is my entire story. So grab a cup of coffee, take your favorite drink, because I have brought the entire story to you today. I'll be looking over here at my tab to see some notes, because we're just going to have a good chat and I'll tell you everything you need to know, because it always feels like there's overnight success, but that's not always the case. So let's get into the video without further ado. If you like this, click the like button, hit subscribe if you're new here. I'm Belema, and join me as I recount my journey to six figures. Okay, a little backstory before we even start is how I even decided to start working online as a business owner or as a freelancer. So how it started was that I came to the Caribbean to study medicine on scholarship. I was supposed to be a medical student. I came in January of 2015 and I came here to study medicine. Like I said, I was on scholarship, but somewhere in 2015 September, I got an email that basically said that I was no longer a scholarship student and there was no money to continue the scholarship program. So because of that, we're on our own. I've always wanted to study medicine. That has always been my dream. But once I got that letter, I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I was in a foreign country. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know anyone. I was still quite new because we had just been here for like 8 months. And I was shocked. But my school was lenient enough to allow us finish basic medical sciences, which was exciting. But it was really tough along the way. So somewhere in 2016, on my birthday in October, I got a message from the owner of the house saying that because I hadn't paid rent for about 3 to 4 months, that they couldn't take it any longer and they'll have to ask me to move out. So I had to move out of the house and move in with a friend who was hiding me in their house because they didn't want their landlord to find out that they were squatting a friend. I didn't have enough money for transport. This person was taking care of me this entire time. Like, the person paid my money for food, gave me transport money for literally everything. And I continued going to school. My parents were trying to send me the little that they could. And somewhere along the line, when I was about to graduate, I failed a particular exam. That was the last exam that I was supposed to write before I go into my clinical rotations. If you're medicine, you understand what I'm talking about. And when I got to that particular point, I was like, okay, I need to figure out something, because I needed $150 to pay for the examination in order for me to continue. And at that point, I still wanted to continue medicine, despite the fact that I didn't know how I was going to afford the school fees. I had thought of doing GoFundMe. I thought of a lot of things, but the Caribbean country in which we live, St Vincent and the Grenadines, we didn't have a lot of options to do anything online. So I said, at least I should finish my basic medical sciences, and then we'll kind of figure out the rest as we go. Knowing this, I said, okay, I needed to find a way to make money online because there were no opportunities for us to work physically. Our visa does not allow us work. And I said, okay, I can do this. I can search online. I'm good at one thing, and that's problem solving. That's how my mother raised me. She always told me, no matter where you find yourself, no matter what is happening, figure out a way, even if it seems really tough. Obviously, this entire time I was praying about all the things that were happening, and I was just asking God to help me figure out something, because I needed to know something and do something fast. So I started Googling. I Googled all the things: make money online, how to make money online when you have no skills, how to make money online when you have no visa, like with just a lot of things. I combined so many things together, and I kept seeing a few things pop up regularly, besides like the weird surveys that said, click here and play this game and you make money online. I found a couple of things. People were mentioning freelancing. People were mentioning that I should either sell something online, which I didn't have anything to sell. I hardly had clothes on my back. And the other thing was a version of freelancing, which was called virtual assistants. So it got me excited. Now, about 6 to 8 months before I started looking for a way to legitimately make money online, I was already running a free WordPress blog. So back then I needed something to help me vent out my frustrations from being a medical student and the stress of going to medical school. So I was keeping a free WordPress blog, and I'm going to link it if you guys want to take a look. But I was keeping a free WordPress blog, and I was just writing my thoughts and like a journal for the day. And I had a few readers here and there, nothing special. So I was quite familiar with the fact that okay, people can make money online, but I didn't know how it was going to work for somebody like me. I was a Nigerian, I was living in the Caribbean, it was really, really complicated. So April of 2017, I was like, I needed money for these examinations and I'm going to make it work. When I found out that people were hiring people to be virtual assistants, I Googled a bit about it and it was like, okay, you're going to be like a version of a personal assistant. I said, okay, that sounds good. I'm going to go into Facebook groups and find somebody who knows something about virtual assistants. The reason I went to Facebook groups was because I was blogging. I was in blogger Facebook groups. So it just made sense because I already knew that if you had any issues, we usually go into the groups and we ask for assistance. As soon as I posted, hi, anybody knows what virtual assistant is, I would love to become one. Somebody commented on my post in less than an hour and was like, hey, coincidence, I'm looking to hire somebody as a virtual assistant. I would love to speak with you. I would love to work with you even though you're a newbie. I was excited. This meant something positive. Now, I hadn't figured out any of the things I needed. I just went head first. I started speaking with the lady in Messenger and we talked and she said she needed somebody to help with her Instagram account, mostly to do like for like, follow for follow. Remember those Instagram good old days? If you know what I'm talking about, hit the like button, give me a comment, tell me if you did like for like, follow for follow. So I used to help her do like for like, follow for follow on her account with other ladies. There was this Facebook group where you go and you paste your post link and then everybody will paste theirs and then we all have to go and like each other's post within the first 10 minutes. And we used to have threads like twice or thrice a day, and sometimes the threads would be around like 8 p.m. and once the threads come on, you have to quickly go and type. Like, it was crazy. Anyway, I agreed to do it, and when she asked me how much do you want to be paid, I was like $150 because that's exactly what I needed. Now, I didn't think about how I was going to get paid, interestingly. So I started working for the lady, and truthfully, in 30 days she was like, okay, how do I pay you? And I was like, how exactly do people get paid online? And then that's when I realized that okay, there is no PayPal in St Vincent, there is no Stripe, which was like the most popular thing whenever I search how to get paid online. And I was like, how exactly will I get paid? So I ended up using MoneyGram, which meant like they shaved off like $20 off of what I was supposed to receive. But I got the cold hard cash. Like, I held the money in my hands and I was like, this is real. This is real money. And that got me very excited. So I was working way more than any human being should work. I was working, say, 15 hours a day. I know that doesn't sound possible, but I was on my phone all day, every day. And I didn't even have a decent laptop. My laptop was so bad that if you bend it the wrong way, it will turn off. That's how bad it was. I didn't even have a real laptop. I was borrowing friends' laptop every now and then to finish the things I was supposed to do. So I know you might be thinking, oh, she got a new client. As soon as she posted the post, things must have been easy. That was not how it happened. As a matter of fact, April 2017, I got that woman as a client, and then I couldn't get a client in after. So I decided, okay, number one, I need to figure out how to get paid. Number two, I need to find other clients. So I remember June of 2017, I signed up for Payoneer. That's how I found Payoneer, and I started receiving payments with Payoneer. It took some weeks to get everything, all the verification, the I don't know, electricity bill and all of those things, but my account was finally approved. And every year I get an email from Payoneer saying happy anniversary, and they've been wonderful. If you don't have Payoneer, I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's really great if you don't have access to Stripe or PayPal. So that's what I used, and I still kind of use it today for some kind of transactions. And I got my Payoneer account. I also signed up for TransferWise at the same time, so that meant I could actually get paid with Payoneer. Luckily for me, back then Payoneer used to allow you to do a payment request even though your account was like brand new. So I used to send clients payment requests and they'll pay me directly into my Payoneer account. Every once or twice I'll get a client that the Payoneer account doesn't work for, and one way or the other we kind of just figured it out. Around the same time in 2017, I signed up for Upwork because I heard people were getting jobs there, freelancers were getting jobs there. I signed up, got rejected, signed up, got rejected again. Then I watched some YouTube videos and finally got accepted. And I remember I used to scroll over and over and over looking for clients. And by the way, just to give you an idea of the kind of skills I had that I was going off of, was literally a whole bunch of nothing. I used to tell people I'm a great problem solver. I work well with teams. I communicate quickly. I keep to deadlines. I'm a prompt responder. I speak good English. That was a huge thing online. And what I was doing for clients at the time, like this was between April 2017 to December 2017, I was doing like admin tasks, basically anything that comes up, I would handle emails if that was necessary. I learned a bit of Canva. I was horrible at design. In fact, I was using PowerPoint to make my designs. I have a video somewhere about how to use PowerPoint to make designs, but I couldn't even use Canva. Like I don't even know when Canva came out, but I wasn't too familiar with it, so I didn't even use Canva. I used PowerPoint, and I remember then I used to convince clients that look, I will do a better job than the person who would use Canva. I had no idea how to use Photoshop. I couldn't even afford it. And those were the skills that I was offering. I was offering administrative skills with a bit of design here and there. I remember I did one client logo. It was not great. I also did one website randomly somewhere in 2017. It was not great. I was being paid anywhere from I don't know, like for the website I was paid about $150 for an entire 5-page website on WordPress. You would have to kill me to do that today. And I remember I used to charge roughly $10 to $15 per hour. If the client is a bit fussy, I would squeeze somewhere around $12 if I can't get them to pay me $15. And I just kept showing up in Facebook groups. Like I used to respond on all the group posts. I used to answer questions, which is something that really helped my business even till today. I used to go into Facebook groups, and if somebody asks a question, I'll copy the question, the keywords, put it into Google, type it, hit enter, and start reading through the answers. And then once I find something that looks like the answer, I will rephrase it in my own words and paste inside of the comment section, and then instantly you look like the expert, just like that. That's how I started answering people's questions, and people were interested in what I could offer, and that's what I did for the entire 2017. By the end of 2017, I had worked with, say, maybe 10 clients, and I was working with one lady that had an agency, and she used to give me hourly work as she had. And I remember I was about to hit $1,000 in 1 month. By the time we got to 2017, I was working non-stop. So by this point, I didn't even remember why I started this entire thing, because as at when I got back the $150 from the first client, I couldn't pay my exam fees because I had already spent quite a bit on gift charges, and I still needed to eat. I wanted to contribute a bit to like the house that I had been living in for free for almost a year. So I counted that money and I gave it to the person I was living with. I was like, take this and just maybe buy food with it or something. So I was telling myself, if I could make a little more money, I would be able to have enough to pay for my exams and like the retaking of my exams, and be able to continue like doing things. And by the end of this 2017, I made my first investment into an online program. It was $97. It was the Genius Bloggers Toolkit. And the reason I bought it was because it had a bundle of courses. There were so many courses inside, and I figured this is the best investment I can make at this time. Since 99 or 97, let's just call it $100. $100 gives me access to courses that I've been looking at for months and I can't afford. So I bought it, and I remember it was about 100 courses, and I went through as many courses as I could. And then I decided, okay, I kind of like design, but I'm not great at it. I think I want to switch what I'm going to be doing as my service. And that's when in 2018, I decided I was going to become a tech VA. That started a whole new journey because I had no clue what a tech VA did, but I felt like graphic design was not for me. So I decided to figure out what a tech VA was. So I started working with platforms like MailerLite, MailChimp, ConvertKit. I started looking at new platforms, seeing what was going on, what platforms will pay the most, which ones are charging more. At that time, I increased my hourly rate from like $15 to about $20, $25 because I had already gotten a few clients, I had a few testimonials, and I had what I was calling a website. It was a mess. Around April of 2018, that's when Katra was launching for the first time. They had just come out of beta. And I remember on Upwork, by then I was getting a few clients on Upwork here and there for hourly jobs. And this particular lady on Upwork told me that she needed somebody to help her set up her Katra account. I had never heard of the word Katra before then. So I said, you know what? I'm not too familiar with this platform, but I am familiar with ClickFunnels because I've worked in it once for a client. How about I charge you less than what everybody is going to charge you on this platform? Because she told me that people were saying this hourly rate to this hourly rate. I said I'll take slightly less, but I will learn on the job and I will not charge you for the hours that I'm learning. And I remember typing so much to convince this lady. And to my greatest surprise, she agreed. We actually went on this call before she signed me. And she said she just likes my personality. She likes the way I talk. I'm bubbly. She likes my smile. One thing. And that's how I got hired. So that's how I started learning Katra. And I helped her set her entire account. I migrated her from her WordPress membership area into Katra. I spent so many hours watching YouTube videos, which did not even exist because Katra was pretty new. So it was mostly their documentation that I was watching and the random YouTube videos that I found, and I helped her set up Catcher. She gave me a great testimonial, and that really kickstarted my journey as a tech VA. So somewhere along the line, I decided, okay, I needed something more than just being a tech VA. And there was this course I had been eyeing for a long time. I remember every single time she would launch, this particular lady would launch her course, I would watch the webinar from beginning to end, and I did not have the money to buy. I remember the course was, I think, $1,500. I did not have $1,500. I was struggling at that point I was making like $1,000 or $1,200 per month, but I had started paying rent for myself because you can't live with somebody and make a bit of money and not pay rent. So I started paying rent. I started buying my own groceries. So it was not enough for me to invest that much into any course. But one day I watched once during the year 2018, I think that was towards April, she launched the course again, and there was an extended payment plan. It was a 12 payment plan of $249, I believe. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take the leap. I have the $250 in my account. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to take the leap. And I wanted to start learning how to build funnels. Funnels were all the rage then. ClickFunnels was making waves. Katra was fighting ClickFunnels for like more attention and things like that. And it's like, this is my barrier to entry. This is the this is the door for me to break into the funnels world, because I had no clue what was going on. So I invested into this course. It was $1,500, and I was on a 12-month payment plan. This meant each month I had to make a minimum of $300 if I was going to pay her and still have at least $50 in my bank account. So I started looking for clients. I took the course. I was inside of the Facebook group. I remember I was doing so many things at the same time. By this time, I rebranded again and started calling myself a digital marketing implementation strategist / course creator, assistant, support. It was like a mangle of words. I just wanted people to not call me a VA anymore, because I had started charging like $30 to $40 per hour. I was able to connect with people who were much further in business with me than I was, and they were helping me like find new clients. So when they see somebody looking for a tech VA somewhere, they would tag me, or they would send me a DM, or they would screenshot and say, hey, this person is looking for assistance. Now, that did not guarantee that I was getting the jobs. It just meant that I was getting a little more exposure. I was and then by November of 2018, I finally hit my first 5K month. I cannot tell you how excited I was. I probably nearly died that month because I worked so many hours. By then I was charging around $40 to $50 per hour, but I was stressed. But I hit my goals and I hit 5K, and that was like a glass ceiling for me. It shattered in my wildest dreams that I would be able to look into my bank account and see $5,000 made in 1 month from just pure hard work and grit was mind-blowing. I remember I almost cried. I think I cried. That was the turning point for me. Making $1,000 didn't seem like much. When I hit $5,000 in a month, I don't know how else to say it, but that was a really huge milestone for me. It also came with a cool shirt, so that's something to plug in there. In the membership that I was a part of, if you hit $5,000 in 1 month, they would send you a shirt, and they sent me the shirt, and that made my day more than the money in my bank account. It was validation that everything that I had been doing up to that point was like actually good. It was good work. It was hard work. And also, I think by then I had clocked $10,000 on Upwork as well. Like I had made $10,000 ever since I joined Upwork. I had clients paying me $55 per hour on Upwork. The freelancers with the highest ratings, like 99%, expert freelancers and things like that. My profile was showing up on search. And because Katra was newer back then, and I really keyworded my profile for Katra, I was getting all of the Katra clients. And people were also finding me on Google and sending me a message privately outside of Upwork because they saw my profile on Upwork, but they didn't want to hire on Upwork. I don't even know how that worked exactly, but people were finding me, and it was amazing. So that was like a new peak I had hit, but you would think that that would be like upward from then, but no, that was not the case. In 2019, I decided to become more of a course creator. So I help people set up their membership sites, their course platforms. I was working with Katra, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, Thinkific, Teachable, you name it, Podia. I was setting up things for everybody. I was charging at least $1,000 per setup, like per membership site build. And it was really exciting for me. But I started struggling. I couldn't really hit the 5K month between marketing myself, paying for my courses, taking the courses, engaging in Facebook groups, replying to DMs and everything. I couldn't keep up. And I initially tried to hire a team member. I initially tried to outsource, but I had no clue what I was doing. I had never outsourced before. I was so horrible at delegating. I couldn't really work with anybody. And my income could not hit that 5K month anymore. It was like no matter what I did, I couldn't hit my 5K month. And I was like, maybe that 5K month was a fluke. Maybe I was not good enough. Maybe I only hit that 5K month and it was a one-time thing. It's never going to happen again for me. And I started getting depressed. And it's not like I wasn't making good money. I was making around 3,500 on average per month, but I wasn't making the amount of money that I really wanted to make. For context, between April 2017 and the ending of 2018, I had made about $10,000 plus, counting. I wasn't really tracking my income, which is one huge mistake that I made. As a freelancer, I wasn't tracking my income at all. In fact, the very first time I tracked how much I was making per month was when I was trying to hit $5,000 so that I could get a t-shirt. The moment I hit the $5,000, I stopped tracking my income. I had no clue. As soon as money came in, money went out. I wasn't saving anything. I had no idea where my money was coming or going, but I just kept working. And that continued in 2019, and I started working with some really big like clients. My clients were making 7 figures. I had one client that used to make like 30,000, 40,000 a day. And it was very nice hanging around these people, see how they ran their businesses and things like that. And I started considering like creating an agency of some sort so that I could outsource a few things here and there, and maybe I could focus more on finding clients or something along those lines. It was really, really tough. And I had so many mindset blocks. I didn't believe people could buy anything from me at higher prices. This is somebody who was already making $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Whenever I had to go on a call and I had to give the clients the amount that they're supposed to pay for, I would always like lower my prices. I remember whenever I wanted to chat for a sales page, I would lower the prices. And I kept asking myself, what exactly is happening to me? And the more I did that, the less faith I had in myself. So it was really, really tough for me to navigate that period. So that's like the dip. And that's something that they talk about in the entrepreneur circles, where you have this trajectory where you're going up, and then after a while it's like you dip and you can't come out. But I kept telling myself, well, this can't be the end, because at that point I had decided that I was no longer going to go back to medicine. Somewhere in 2018, I think it was August. So by the way, a trend that I noticed trying to recount this thing before making this video is that things usually happen for me in April and August. Like that's when things happen. So August of 2018, August of 2019, August of 2018, I had decided that, okay, look, I'm going to go into this thing full time and I'm going to make it work. And when I make enough money, or if I make enough money, I'll decide whether or not I want to go back to medicine. I was leaning strongly towards not going back. And then by November, when I hit that 5K month milestone, I decided, well, this is it. I'm not going back. I'm just going to focus on this business because I love it. And the life that I want to live, this business is going to give me that flexibility to live that life. So that is what I am going to do. And then I kept on going. So when I hit that dip in 2019, I was like, well, there's no turning back now. There's nothing I can do. I can't go back to medical school now. I've decided that that's not right for me. Just going back doesn't solve this problem. So I kept pushing forward, and I kept pushing forward, and I kept pushing forward. And I think by the end of 2019, I had made a total of 50K. So by the end of the year, my annual income for that year, or revenue rather, was 50K. But there was one decision I made in 2019 that really changed everything for me. Somewhere in September 2019, actually, August is when I started this process. I decided that the main problem I had had this entire time was receiving payments from clients. Remember, I told you that I couldn't use Stripe, I couldn't use PayPal. I was using Payoneer, but Payoneer kept getting declined, especially when I charged clients higher fees. Somewhere along the line, I was able to secure a PayPal account from Barbados. I live in St Vincent. But that Barbados account usually got flagged, or sometimes I would have money holds over a week. And I was getting scared that one day PayPal is just going to shut down the account and I'm going to lose all my money. So I said, Belema, you are no longer a baby business owner. You have to make decisions like a grown woman. So I told myself, look, we need to find a way to get paid online, and Payoneer is not just cutting it anymore. So I decided, okay, Payoneer is not cutting it. What can we do? I needed to get Stripe. So I started doing all of the research. This took like 3 months of research. I Googled and Googled and Googled. I think at some point during my research, Google used to say, there's a lot of traffic coming from your computer. Please click here to prove that you're not a robot. That's how much I was researching. And then I eventually discovered that as a non-resident, I can actually create a US business, register my business in the US, and I'll be able to get access to Stripe. And I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? Actually, it was not new information to me, but I was just scared that if I register my business in the US, the IRS would just come and say, hey, give me all your money, and I would just not have anything to say. But I finally decided to take the leap in August, and I started the process of registering my business. By September 3rd or so of 2019, I finally registered Her Online Brand LLC online as a full-fledged US registered business in Florida. It was exciting for me. It was a new milestone. I was very excited because I finally had access to Stripe. This meant I could charge my clients like straight up with their credit card. I did not need to create invoices first and then email it to them and start saying, hi, did you see my email? Did you get my email? Have you opened the email? Did you pay the invoice? No, none of that. I just send a link, they pay, boom, business continues. And that really changed the game for me. And the second reason why this changed the game for me was because it automatically made me realize that, look, you're no longer a freelancer. You're now a business owner. You have a registered business. You have obligations. Taxes are coming next year. You need to file your taxes. You may not be eligible to actually pay taxes, but you still need to file. You need to do your bookkeeping. You need to do your accounting. You need to track your finances. You are no longer a baby. As soon as that hit me, that realization hit me, I decided, well, no more playing small. And then I started using the LLC towards, I think I started using the LLC in 2020. So here's a fun fact. I registered my business September 2019, but I was so scared of actually using the Stripe account that I waited until like towards April of 2020 to start actually charging clients. I was like, should I wait? Should I not? I don't know if oh my God, mindset blocks, guys. Mindset blocks are just horrible. Anyway, in 2020, I decided that, okay, we're moving forward. And I also decided to change the services that I was offering. I was no longer a tech and digital marketing person, just random. I was doing two things. I was helping with launches. I do launch strategy and implementation, and I build funnels. Those are the only two things I was doing. And as soon as I positioned myself like that, I started charging people more. And 5K months were easy peasy. Actually, I hit my first 10K month, and that was a brand new milestone for me, and that was exciting. Now, the previous year in 2019, I had made 50K in the entire year, and my goal for 2020 was to become a six-figure business owner. So 6 figures means that you had made 6 figures in your business. So there are two ways you can hit 6 figures. You can hit 6 figures as the lifetime of your business. So between the day you started your business up to whatever day you're saying you're a 6-figure business owner, and then there is 6 figures in 1 year. At the beginning of 2020, I hit 6 figures as a business owner because between 2017 and 2018, I had made about $10,000. And then between the whole of 2019, I had made $50,000. So that was in excess of $60,000. So I was like, okay, I just need to make about $40,000 for me to be a full-fledged 6-figure business owner, which I hit towards the middle of the year. And then I was like, what is stopping me from making 6 figures this year? Absolutely nothing. So I decided I was going to hit 6 figures that year. And I worked really hard for that because I started offering funnel design, funnel strategy, funnel building, funnel implementation. I also did the tech. I also helped with copy. I also did the launch strategy and implementation for my clients. As a matter of fact, one of my clients that I signed, one of my higher paying clients, because I had clients who paid more than she did. But that was my first client that paid me more than $5,000 for a particular project. And over the space of time, we worked together. We worked together for about 3 months, and she paid about $12,000 to work with her in that time frame. And for that $12,000 she paid me, we worked on her funnels together. We built them. We created the offers, the order bombs, the upsells, everything. And she made over $100,000 from the funnels that I set up. I wrote the emails, I set up every single automation. And obviously by then I had an agency, I had a team, and my team supported me through it, because just me, I would have died. Like, that would not even possible. And she hit 6 figures from her offer that we built using the funnels. And that was one of the biggest milestones that I have personally hit with my clients. That was another breakthrough for me, because I didn't know that I was able to work with somebody to create that kind of income. So by the end of the year, I was like, look, we will hit $100,000 come rain, come shine. And I actually did it by December of 2020, when I tallied my Stripe, the money I had made through Stripe, and I was still using PayPal, by the way, and my new US PayPal, everything tallied to slightly over $100,000, and that made me so excited. I actually did it. So in 1 year, I hit 6 figures as a business owner, and 6 figures in 1 year. So that was brand new. That was a new territory for me. Also, so after all of this, I started looking back, and I was like, all of this started because I needed $150 to launch, to pay for my examinations. I went from being an admin VA to a tech VA to a graphic designer. Somewhere in between, I became a funnel designer, I became a course creator, I became a launch strategist and implementer. And in the first quarter of 2021, I signed my highest client ever. We worked together for about a month on her project for her funnels, and that client paid about $12,000, and that was one of the biggest projects that I've ever done. It was very interesting to see how I had progressed from this very shy person who did not know what she wanted to do online. And honestly, at every point in time, each of those years, I did not know what I was going to do next. But I kind of figured it out, because I allowed myself enjoy the process. And when I started in 2017, I was 20 going 21. I was very young. If you see some of my discovery calls, you can see that I was very shy. I had no clue what I was talking about. And this year I'm turning 25, and it has been a huge journey. Like, looking back, a lot of things have happened. I'm going to be putting like screenshot as you're watching. You must have seen like the screenshots of my old website, some of the portfolios that I was using to sell these clients, to work with them. Nothing was perfect the entire way through. So why am I telling you my story today? Is because I know that a lot of people want to make money online, and they either don't know where to start, or they are afraid to start because they're not really sure how to navigate it. You don't need to figure out everything from the start. You just need to start. When I started, I had no clue where I was going, but now I don't know where I'm going maybe in the next 5 years, but at least I know what I want to do for the next 6 months or the next 3 months, and that's enough. Which is why I decided, rather than allow everybody to just figure it out on their own, a lot of people ask me, we would like to know the details of how you did everything. So this is my general journey, but there are a lot of things that I did that made me stand out. There are a lot of things that I did that made the business actually work for me to see the growth that I did. I started not knowing what skills I wanted to offer, but you just need to know how to build the business the right way the first time. Now, you don't need to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 years, go around jumping from one place to another, trying to figure out how to do things the right way. If you have somebody showing you what you're doing, the reason why I was able to make those jumps from 50K to 100K and charging, not being able to make up to 3,000 a month to making almost $20,000 in 1 month, is because I had people who showed me what to do. You don't have to make the same mistakes. That's why I'm launching the course. So if you want to build a virtual assistant business, you want to build a virtual assistant business from scratch, even if you already have some sort of freelance business online, you want to be a part of this course. This course will show you everything that you're not seeing, that you're missing, that is going over your head, that is making you think, why is it that this person is successful and not? And you can build a business from scratch if you put in the work. And if you have somebody showing you the right things to do, then you'll be able to reach success even faster. So I'll put a link in the description for you to sign up for the wait list. We're launching the course soon, and I'm going to be launching it at the lowest price you will ever get it. And there are also going to be special bonuses just for this round. So if you have been looking at starting a business online, if you're looking to make money online legitimately, you want to check out this course, just join the waitlist using the description link in the description, and you get a confirmation and you get more details about the course and everything that is happening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It's lovely having you here. If you watch till the end, thank you so much for listening to my entire journey. I'm really grateful to have you on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.